don't want to look like a loser right now, but everyone saw I was better than Justin that fight, but the UFC wanted him to win. The lad smashed my eye with his finger. I had to play all of the rounds with a broken eye, which is not fair.
Do not get knocked. That Scouser does not get knocked out. Hold on. My God. That fucker's right. Scousers do not get knocked. That Scouser does not get knocked out.
I'm a Scouser. We don't get knocked out. We don't get knocked out. I take that all day.
Hold on. My God. What a fucking gangster.
Obviously delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now, I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And, yeah, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
We haven't seen Justin yet, so we don't know what his status is physically. But, I mean, is the interim, is the unification fight have to be next, or is there a case if he's hurt and needs to be out for a while?
Apparently he's 100%. So we sent Paddy Pimblett straight to the hospital, and then we're going to send Gaethje too. And Gaethje's like, believe me, I've been in plenty of wars. I'm good. So as far as we know right now, he's healthy.
He couldn't even beat the Kenyan guy in a ring contest.
So now that Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje have stepped into the octagon, everything feels different because what actually happened inside that cage didn't match up with what people thought would go down. The gap between what we expected and what we got is exactly why this fight turned into one of those battles everyone can't stop arguing about.
There. You saw him do it to Michael Chandler. He's taken on the highlight, Justin Gaethje. 26 wins, 5 losses, 20 KOs. The dude fucking KOs people. Early on, he'd calf kick the fuck out of people. He'd calf kick people where they couldn't take it anymore. He had many TKOs from calf kicks alone. The guy is just a dense fucking ball of muscle, built for fighting, 37 years old now. He's crumpled people with his left hook. He's crumpled people with his right hand. Paddy Pimblett is going to have to be very careful throwing his flurries on Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje will sit down and rip a left hook, or sit down, drop his head, and launch a right hand. That's Justin Gaethje's ways to win. He could KO Paddy.
Leading up to the opening bell, experts were torn between two possibilities. Could Paddy Pimblett's wild style and ground game completely overwhelm Justin Gaethje? Or would Justin's technical striking and raw power make Paddy pay for every sloppy moment? That split created the perfect setup for a fight where each moment felt like it could change everything.
I'd love to see fucking Justin Gaethje with the title around his waist. He earned it. Justin Gaethje's fought all these fucking monsters his whole goddamn career. Edson Barbosa, Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Fiziev twice, Dustin Poirier again, Max Holloway. Like, holy shit. He's fought the elite. So I'd love to see Justin Gaethje get it done. If I had to put, this is hard. If someone gave me $10,000 to bet with, and they said, hey, put it on who you think's going to win. God. I'm going to say 60-40. 60-40. 40% chance that Justin Gaethje knocks Paddy Pimblett out. Hits him on his chin. When Paddy Pimblett's flooring, hits him right on his fucking, hits him right on the scouser chin. Bunk. Gets dropped. 40% chance, I think. 60% chance this fight, Justin's not able to find him. It's a little bit, it's like a spastic, weird style. He's not able to find his chin. If Paddy Pimblett puts him on his back, it's going to be a long night for Justin Gaethje.
Tim Welch broke down the matchup by looking at damage output and perfect timing. He zeroed in on Justin Gaethje's devastating calf kicks and counter-punching ability, walking through how early leg damage shifts your stance, limits your movement, and breaks down your defense. He explained that Paddy Pimblett's wild rushing attacks would create the exact openings that someone like Justin only needs to see once to end things. But Tim Welch also recognized something crucial. As the fight wore on and moved into later rounds, things would naturally get messy with scrambles and ground exchanges. In those chaotic moments, Paddy Pimblett's confidence, grappling instincts, and ability to stay dangerous even from bad positions gave him real ways to win. This made the whole thing feel less like Paddy being reckless and more like him taking a smart, calculated shot.
Younger, will youth be served with Pimblett? Maybe. Gaethje, experience, good striker. He's well-rounded everywhere, but he's got to use the assets of a smaller guy. We've seen it, where you got to box, you got to use your legs, you got to set traps. You know, he's got the capability of doing that. Outmaneuver, outflank Pimblett. You know, Pimblett, let me tell you, he has improved a lot over the last 2 years. He really has, bud. He has gotten better. He's gotten more. You could see he's come into his own. Confidence-wise, physically, he's in great shape. They usually all are. But he's improved. His striking has improved. He's a good wrestler, grappler. But he loves to strike. That's what's going to make this fight really interesting and good. They're both going to strike. I mean, for the most part, they're both going to strike.
Teddy Atlas looked at this fight like a chess match, breaking down how Justin Gaethje needed to stay mobile, work his angles, and avoid getting dragged into wild exchanges in the pocket. At the same time, he pointed out how much Paddy Pimblett had grown both physically and mentally, getting stronger, staying calmer, and feeling more comfortable in extended battles. Even though Teddy Atlas respected Justin Gaethje's veteran experience, he actually leaned toward Paddy Pimblett. His reasoning: youth, and momentum have a way of showing up late in fights when exhaustion starts hitting. He felt Paddy had more ways to adjust his game plan round by round without losing what makes him dangerous or falling apart under pressure.
Be served here. But I would go with the over on this because I think the over-under is like
2.5 rounds.
How many?
2.5 rounds over minus 115.
All right, listen. Again, we have a pretty good record here, but, you know, I mess up once in a while. I do. That's why it's gambling. But I like the over. I mean, if Gaethje fights the perfect fight, you never know. You never know. But I know who the judges are probably favoring. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. It shouldn't be anything about that. It should just be about what goes on in the cage or in the ring. But I can't help myself but think about things that I see. So maybe, you know, Gaethje would really have to do a job, I think, to get it, which he could. But I think I probably favor Pimblett a little bit. But at the end of the day, if I had to put my bucks down.
Max Holloway cut straight to the heart of it with one simple but brutal question. Could Paddy Pimblett eat Justin Gaethje's power shots without crumbling? Because if he could weather that storm, Max believed Paddy had the fight IQ to turn those hurt moments into takedowns and sudden momentum swings. But Max Holloway was crystal clear about one thing. Justin Gaethje doesn't need to throw 100 punches to change a fight. Every clean strike he lands carries serious consequences, meaning one perfectly placed shot could wipe out rounds of Paddy's work before he ever got started.
And with Paddy, if he can eat it, I can see Paddy catching Gaethje and maybe almost like a Oliveira fight, you know, catch Gaethje, hurt Gaethje wobble, and then, you know, get to Gaethje's back or something, maybe sub him. You know what I mean? Like, Paddy is very well rounded. You know, he out wrestled wrestlers, he out grappled grapplers. He stands with you. You know, he doesn't care. He throws. You know, everybody be like his chin is in the air. He takes shots. Yeah, he takes shots and he still walk forward. How long will that last? We don't know. And that's the question I have to this fight. Or what his reaction is going to be when Justin Gaethje catches him. Because Justin Gaethje punched like a truck. He kicks like a.
Merab Dvalishvili saw this as a pure 50-50 fight with two very clear but completely unforgiving scenarios. Either Justin Gaethje breaks Paddy Pimblett down with sustained punishment, or Paddy survives long enough to drag things into grappling battles where Justin's advantages start disappearing. For Merab, the real deciding factor wasn't just about technique, it was about who could handle more pain. Both guys were skilled enough to win, but only one could keep absorbing damage while still making smart choices, as fatigue and pressure built up over 25 minutes.
Said this for me. This is a flip up, bro. I'm not surprised if any of these guys win, because I can see two clear paths to these guys winning. I can see Gaethje catching Paddy, you know, putting him down, finishing him. Then I can see Pimblett catching Paddy, Pimblett catching Gaethje, maybe knock him out or hurt him enough to where he can get a submission. You know, I think so. Paramount, the UFC did a really great job with putting this first Paramount card together. From the main card, the first main card fight, to the main event is sick. It's gonna be action packed, and you fans are gonna love it. You know, the new fans are gonna love it. I mean, Gaethje is just violence. Paddy Pimblett doesn't run away from violence. It's gonna be a fun fight. Like I said, I don't know who to choose. I'm not choosing no one. I see both guys. I think this is a coin flip. I think whoever can endure the more damage is gonna win this one.
Demetrius Johnson zeroed in on Paddy Pimblett's biggest weapon, his unpredictability. He explained how constant scrambles, creative takedown attempts, and unexpected entries would force Justin Gaethje into reactive mode, where tiny positioning mistakes could lead straight to submissions or extended ground control. DJ also addressed the experience gap without writing off Paddy's abilities. He stressed that once you're locked in grappling exchanges, reputations don't matter anymore. Technical skill takes over, and Paddy's grappling success came from timing and creativity, not from beating up lesser opponents.
But with that being said, let me get to the keys of victory for both these guys. When you look at Paddy Pimblett, keys of victory Paddy Pimblett has got to be dynamic. We're starting to see Paddy Pimblett become more comfortable inside the octagon. So the key victory number one for Paddy Pimblett is be dynamic, meaning that if Justin Gaethje puts you against the cage, don't be scared to do a flying triangle. If Justin Gaethje tries to go for a dump, go for a Kimura, because 9 out of 10 times when he does that, he's able to turn it into something that favors him in the fight. Key number two, grapple. You know, when you look at Justin Gaethje's past fight, when people grapple him that have a good grappling ability, he seems to have hard times with grapplers, where people, you know, when people drop him, Charles Oliveira dropped him, he crossed the volley, jumped on him, got his back, submitted with a rear naked choke. You look when he fought Habib took him down, passed his guard, mounted him, got a triangle from top and rolled to his back. Now I feel like Paddy Pimblett has that grappling ability that can.
Looking at preparation and freshness became another angle, with some believing that a lighter fight schedule allowed for complete physical recovery and mental sharpness, creating a uniquely dangerous challenge for someone used to going through striking wars. When you step back and look at all these expert breakdowns together, one thing jumps out. Almost nobody saw this as safe or predictable, because every single analysis came back to the same brutal truth. One mistake, one scramble, or one clean connection was always going to determine everything. Now that the dust has settled and we know how it ended, the conversation shifts from predictions to looking back and asking whether what we expected actually happened, or whether Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje proved once again that nothing is certain when violence and determination collide at the highest level.